Hi folks, from Slide Nerd, this is Vivs over here. What's up? In this video, I'm gonna continue talking about the grid view that we have been talking about from the last video. If you remember, we are planning to make this app over here that shows different country names, and when you click on the flag, it shows the flag image and the name of the country. So in the last video, we completed the first 3 steps. In this video, time to go on the 4th one. So the next thing we need to remember is that our grid view, which has been created inside our activity underscore main.xml, does not have any data inside. We need to put the data. Data is not managed by the grid view directly. A person called the adapter is responsible for managing how data is put inside. So here in our main activity, we are gonna go here, create our own adapter by saying class Vivs adapter extends base adapter. This base adapter is a class that provides a rough idea of what an adapter should do. So you just need to extend it and provide the fair idea, in other words. So now it gives you an error saying blah blah blah. There are several methods that you need to implement inside the base adapter. Press Alt Enter in Android Studio. Implement methods, click OK, and you're done. As you guys can notice, there are several methods over here, get count, blah blah blah. So we need to implement each of these methods to return something from them. But the most important of all is this GetView method over here. Every time the grid view wants to display one item to the user, it simply calls the GetView method, specifies the position of the item, specifies if this is the first time the item is being created, and also specifies the reference to the parent grid view itself over here. Now what is expected from you is that you maintain some kind of an array that is going to have all the data. Now if we only had images or if we only had text, things would be very simple. I could go here and say something like this, saying int images, and we would be done. This images will have all the array. But our case is a little more complex. You see, we have the country flags, which are images, and the country names, which should be bound together, right? So I cannot have 2 arrays over here by saying string country names. The problem with this is inside the getCount method, I need to return the number of elements inside my array. Now I can return only one value using a return statement, but here I have 2 arrays. So whose count should I return? Now it is unfair if I either return images size or the country names array size from the getCount method, and hence I will not follow this approach. I'm gonna remove these 2. I'm gonna make a separate class that is gonna have the image and a single country name bound together. So I'm gonna call this class as class single item. I'm gonna have int image string country name. So you see, this class is gonna have both the ID of a particular country and the name of a particular country. I can probably call this country over here. That would make things more simpler to understand. Each country having an image and a country name, right? That sounds more simple. And now I'm gonna make a constructor here by saying country. I'll say int image ID, comma, string country name. Just a better constructor for helping us initialize things better. Image ID equals to image ID. This dot country name. Now I could go and do it private and all, but I'm not doing that. Now inside my adapter, as I told you, we need to maintain an array that contains the complete data. Now think about this. We can have an array of countries over here by saying countries, right? That would be a nice approach. But instead of using a simple array like this, what I will do is instead have an array list. So now this gives me the advantage that in the getCount method, I can return the size of this array list. In the getItem method, I can return a particular item at the given position I from this method over here, and it makes everything so much simpler. We need to initialize this array list with all the data from our XML. Now I'm gonna make the adapter constructor here by saying Vivs adapter. Inside this constructor, which I'm going to be calling only once, I will fill all the data inside this array list. So inside my constructor Vivs adapter, I simply initialize the array list by saying list equals to new array list. So this array list is only directly going to store country objects. Alright, now we need to fill the data inside this array list, because remember, the array list is empty, it doesn't contain anything. So we need 2 things to fill the data up. One, is those images, and 2 is these textual string arrays inside our strings.xml file. We need these two things. So I'm gonna go here. The first thing I need to do is get these strings from XML to Java. For that I need a resources object, because through the resources object I can access those methods. But for the resources I'm gonna need a context object. So I'm gonna say context. So at this point you probably see that there's an error. Press Alt Enter. Now I will use this context that I passed to get the resources by saying context.getResources. Again there's an error saying blah blah blah. Press Alt Enter and import the class. Now using this resources object I can get the string array by saying, you can see that res.getStringArray. I need to pass the name of the string array, which is country_names in our case. This is the reason why we gave a name here, so that we can call this from Java. So here I'm gonna say r.array. I will store this inside a temporary string for now. I'm gonna say temp. Now this covers our part of having the different country names. Next I need to have those images as well. For that there's a different technique, a simpler one. I can say int images or country images to be more specific about this. Say r.drawable.Germany flag, comma r.drawable. So let me actually go ahead complete this array the same way. So at this point I have my country names inside an array. I have the country images also inside an array. I use these two arrays inside a for loop to put them inside the main array list that we have. For that I can say for int I equals to 0, I less than 10. Then I can create single row objects, or our country objects, which we have created over here, so that I can put each country image with its country name inside this. So I can say something like this by saying country. I pass two parameters inside the constructor. One is the image ID. So for that I can say country images of I, and the other will be the temp country names of I. So as you guys can see, inside the for loop, since we have written this, we are creating a whole lot of country objects, one country for each group of image and country name, right? So we have actually associated the country name and images together with this, and now I simply add them by saying list dot add temp country. So at this point my array has been completely initialized and filled with data. Now starting with the next video, I'm gonna go further in this and show you guys exactly how to make the grid view work. In the meantime, if you guys like what you saw, please subscribe to my channel, comment, let me know your thoughts. I would love to hear from you guys. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next vid. Have a nice day.